Create a data federation layer to find out which employees work for the stores with the highest margin to date. Note that the project already contains shortcuts to connections for a Microsoft SQL Server Analysis Services employee database and an SAP HANA sales database. Create a new multi-source data foundation using the two shortcuts. In this tutorial, typed values are entered for you. Accept the default properties for the connections in the data foundation. Once the data foundation is created, you can define a federation data flow for it. Start by adding the fact table from the eFashion sales data source. Note that a new federated table is automatically created. You will use this federated table to merge with another table from the same data source. Start by editing the federated table to add two new columns, one for shop name and one for manager. Note that the original table is listed as an input table, with all of the columns mapped to the corresponding columns in the federated table. Only the shop name and manager columns still need to be mapped. Add the input table that contains the shop name and manager information. Now create a join between the two input tables using the shop ID column. Validate the expression. Once the input tables are joined, you can map the shop name and manager columns based on columns in the second input table. Save your changes. Next, add employee information from the second data source. Add columns for store name and full employee name to the new federated table. Add a second input table for the store name information. Create the appropriate join on the store code column, and then map the store code column in the federated table. You can also manually map a column by creating a new expression for it. Map the full name column by concatenating the first and last names in the employee input table. Now create a new federated table to merge the values from the federated tables you have already configured. Add columns for store name, employee, and margin. Note that you must select the appropriate data type if the column is not a string. Add the two federated tables as input tables and create a join between them on the shop ID and store code columns. Map the columns as appropriate. To ensure you get the right values for the margin, you must edit the expression to create a sum. Save your changes again. Finally, check the values for the federated table. The margin for the store in which each employee works is displayed. You have successfully created a federation data flow. This is the end of the tutorial.